I wouldn't say that living in Fairbanks was part of my initial plan, but I met my husband in Hawaii, and when we were looking to start a family, we decided to buy the childhood home that he grew up in, and we came home and started our family here in Fairbanks, Alaska. I felt so at home here in Alaska, in Fairbanks in particular, within the first year of my arrival than I ever did anywhere else.
The first time I met Brittany was actually at the mayor's office. She was very to the point, and you could tell she was on a mission.
Brittany, when she was working for me in the mayor's office, was always a ball of energy and always took charge of whatever the project was. I had no doubt that if I gave something to Brittany, she would take it to completion. When we knew that the F-35s were going to be coming to Fairbanks, there was this understanding that there was going to be lots of personnel, there was going to be infrastructure development, and really the program, the grant that we received and the subsequent plan was looking at how we could prepare as a community for that influx of personnel and resources.
So housing is a difficult issue. Brittany basically through sheer force of will, through power of personality, brought in a lot of people who didn't otherwise have to be in the room and got them together to try to come up with good solutions that matched what the developers were willing to do versus what, in this case, the Department of Air Force needed.
The first time I met Brittany was at a meeting with the then Mayor Ward of Fairbanks, and she was thinking about ways in which Fairbanks could become, and perhaps should become, a hub for Arctic discussions. That grew into what we know now as the Alaska Defense Forum.
Our very first Alaska Defense Forum, with the intent of it being an annual event, was in 2019. And we started hearing back from people saying, hey, this needs to be an annual event.
It's turned into this statewide effort where we've got legislators and you've got state staff and you've got military members that all come together, private sector, and address the issues that are impacting our community, that are impacting our military families, and then be able to come together and generate ideas on how we can be better partners and tackle these complicated issues.
She's always has that hat on, or that lens on, thinking, how can this benefit the community? How can this benefit the military? How can this benefit the state? When we talk about, how does she bring that awareness? It's because it's always at the forefront for her.
I think the thing I am most proud of the Alaska Defense Forum and the things that have come out of it has truly been the relationships. It is the fact that people now know that when there is an issue, that it is a shared issue, and they have an idea of who they may be able to reach out to or pick up a phone and call to say, hey, we should really do something about this.
The way you convince people that you care is that you actually care, right? And Brittany actually cares. So when she engages with you, when she says, hey, you have a problem, let me try to help solve that, she means it.
If you don't want to be a part of something, you don't answer the phone. People answer the phone when she calls. That tells you something.
I didn't mean to necessarily fall into defense community related issues. I was just enveloped in this incredible community where a large part happened to be military connected. And it's really not just defense community issues, it is community issues. They are a part of us, and as they serve in their capacity, it is my honor to serve, whether it's volunteer or professionally.